What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Southampton Liverpool post-match analysis video. What did you think of the game? Did Liverpool overall deserve to win this? What did you think of Adrian's performance? Because I thought he played really well, he made some world-class saves, and then an absolute howler like Karius in a Champions League final or Mignolet. That howler, that mistake by Adrian, I have no idea what he was thinking. Very uncharacteristic because overall, normally he's a reliable goalkeeper, so I think we shouldn't judge him maybe too much on this one mistake. But thankfully, Liverpool were already 2-0 up. But if it wasn't for Danny Ings' absolutely incredible miss after scoring against his former club, he could have had 2 goals today as a substitute. Liverpool were hanging on at the end, I have to admit. The first half, Southampton were actually the better team. So yeah, let me know, what did you think of Adrian's performance? The most important thing is that Liverpool start the Premier League season with 2 wins out of 2 games. That's what we really wanted. And overall, the result is the most important thing. But the performance was a little bit concerning. But we have to give some leeway to the Liverpool team because we played 120 minutes plus stoppages against Chelsea in the European Super Cup final and winning the trophy. I think it got taken a lot out of the players mentally, physically, emotionally, and also we had to travel back from Istanbul to Liverpool, then down to Southampton. So we didn't have a lot of rest. So overall, we have to take that into account. The first 15 minutes Liverpool were good, then Southampton really grew into the game and they really should have scored a couple of goals. So in the first half, Southampton actually were the better team and I have to give huge credit to Southampton for that. The second half though was a different story. Liverpool came out, started dominating possession, and by the way, Sadio Mane, this guy is made of steel. He is relentless. He just had a 16 days holiday in the last 13 months and he scores 2 goals in the European Super Cup final, wins us the Super Cup, and then he scores another absolute worldly pass. David Gunn, the Southampton goalkeeper. What a curling effort by Sadio Mane. Honestly, the highlight of the game. Absolutely glorious finish. Was really happy with that goal, and it was a very undeserved 1-0 lead at halftime. But as I said, Liverpool really started dominating the game. Firmino missed an absolute sitter in the second half, really should have finished that off. Mane put him through and Firmino just side-foots it past the far post. But then a few minutes later he made amends for that because again Mane with the steal, he steals the ball off the Southampton defender, slips in Firmino who takes a couple of touches past 2 Southampton defenders, and then he scores into the near post bottom corner. The goalkeeper was unsighted. A lot of Southampton defenders were ahead of the goalkeeper. So Firmino finally gets his goal and he deserves it because in the European Super Cup final he had a marvelous performance against Norwich. He was very good as well, and now finally he has his goal. Very happy for Firmino. And at 2-0 Liverpool looked really comfortable. Robertson could have scored, Salah could have scored today. Salah, of course, after playing 120 minutes and then previously 90 minutes against Norwich, he got taken off. Understandably, he needed a little bit of a rest. But the good news is that Liverpool now have, I think, 6 or 7 days between this game and our next game. So Liverpool can probably heal a little bit and just rest and recuperate and learn from this game, because this was actually a game which Liverpool can learn a lot from if we take the right information out of this game. And that is basically to try and finish our chances when we have the chance, because if Firmino puts his first chance away or Robertson scores after the Mane back heel, it's 3-0 Liverpool or 3-1 Liverpool, and that Southampton goal wouldn't have mattered. But Danny Ings made it very interesting with that goal. Adrian tries to reverse it, his pass to Matip. I don't understand why he went for that. It's just an unexplainable, like inexcusable mistake, because there was a Liverpool player on the far right side of the pitch, I think it was Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Adrian, and normally any goalkeeper, even in the 4th division, just passes it to the right back, who is absolutely free, wide open. But Adrian maybe tries to be a little bit too clever, too cute, and reverse pass it to Matip, and it looked horrendous. I mean, it looked like Adrian wanted Danny Ings to score, because he just passed straight into him, and Danny Ings said thank you very much, side-footed it home, and suddenly everybody was like, wait, what just happened? It's 2-1, Southampton are back in this game. Even the Southampton fans, the Southampton players, the Southampton manager, they were all down and out, dead and buried, because Liverpool passed the Southampton into oblivion in the second half. We would just pass the ball around, and Southampton, it looked like they just ran out of steam. But that goal really changed the game. It gave everyone a lift, the Southampton players, the manager, and the whole stadium atmosphere. The fans suddenly you know, started cheering, and Liverpool made this game like 10 times more difficult in the last 10 minutes than it should have been, because it should have been a comfortable 2-0 professional win. And now 2 games with no clean sheet is a little bit concerning, but we don't have our first choice goalkeeper Alisson in goal, so yeah, we have to take that into account. Adrian though really should have got a clean sheet today, but we have to also take into account that Adrian has a sore ankle, an injured ankle, after a Liverpool fan. I mean, how on earth are we talking about this? Slide tackled Adrian after running onto the pitch at the end of the European Super Cup final penalty shootout. The Liverpool fan, or some kind of fan who ran onto the pitch, slipped and slided into Adrian's ankle, and he had to take painkillers and probably anti-inflammatory medicine to actually just be on the pitch today and play. Overall, Jurgen Klopp has to be happy because we won our first 2 games, but I think the first like 15 minutes and the second half, most of the second half, Liverpool will be very pleased with how we played. The first half and the last 10 minutes of the game though, Liverpool have to learn from, because on another day against another team, I mean, even Southampton had the chances to score 2 or 3 goals past Liverpool, and also Norwich had quite a lot of chances. So I'm not sure if this is because of the Alisson injury, but Liverpool's defense doesn't look as good as last season. So I think we have to really improve defensively, because against Arsenal at Anfield, I mean, we will concede goals if we defend like we did against Norwich or against Southampton. We really have to improve, otherwise a better team than Southampton will punish us. And honestly, we can count ourselves very, very lucky that Danny Ings missed that chance, because I mean, can you imagine if it goes to 2-2, Southampton would have been like all over Liverpool in the past. In the last 5 minutes, Southampton would have been going for the win actually, and Liverpool being 2-0 up to draw 2-2 would have been a devastating blow to our title hopes, to the, you know, mentally, to the players, to Jurgen Klopp. And yes, I'm saying, as early as this is, if we Liverpool draw just 1 game, it's a blow to the title race, because we are up against one of the best teams in Premier League history and one of the biggest squads in football history. We are up against a relentless, almost perfect Manchester City side. So Liverpool have to be perfect themselves. We have to aim to try to win every game. The Liverpool-Arsenal game will be breathtaking, because Arsenal also won their first 2 games very narrowly. They won at Newcastle 1-0, they beat Burnley 2-1. But I think Arsenal will be fancying their chances against this Liverpool defense, which is a little bit more vulnerable, it looks like, than last season. The main reason I think is that Alisson is injured, but also Liverpool's players are maybe not as sharp as they were last season. But I think Jurgen Klopp now equaled the record of Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers got 11 wins in a row in the Premier League, and that's a Premier League record for Liverpool. And if Liverpool win their next game, we will also beat that record, because this was our 11th win in a row, I think, because last season we also had 9 wins in a row at the end of last season, but that wasn't enough for the title. Let's hope that Liverpool can keep the winning run going. So yeah, let me know what did you think of the game and the Liverpool performance, especially Adrian's performance. I'm really looking forward to reading your comments, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Goodbye.